And a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining me for another episode here of Conversations with Michael, and doing something a little new this episode here. We're streaming live to all three of our Facebook pages, Masters Unplugged, the personal page, and the Ancient Wings page. So I hope all of you are enjoying the simulcast. We're having a little problem embedding the player onto our website at the same time. So those of you that are waiting on our website, of course you can't hear me, but we'll get that figured out so that you can be there as well and get the live stream. But we're shifting this off of YouTube Live over to Facebook, well, mainly because it's a lot more fun here, a lot more interactive, and it allows all of you to participate at the same time. So we come together each month here to act as supports, really, for anyone who has chosen to embody a sovereign state of consciousness, one that feels a strong passion for living a soul-filled life. And right off the bat, that's not too many people on the planet right now, but that is all of you. So for those of you that might be new to this show, feel free to visit our website at www.theteachingsofmichael.com, and there you can find a variety of programs and services that serve to support any awakened human being. And of course, today we are streaming live from our home studio with a beautiful virtual background right behind us because the weather now has turned to spring and summer here in Oregon. We'd like to move away from that dark fireplace image we were using for most of the winter and have this bright, kind of a chapel-looking energy to this little environment here. Like it a lot. So again, we're simulcasting here through all the Facebook pages, and let's start today by collectively taking a deep breath. Very good. I learned the importance of these collective deep breaths while watching Jeff and Linda Hoppe at the Crimson Circle while they were presenting their monthly meetings, what they call their monthly shouts. And I could feel how it really helps to connect us with our body and as well to open our hearts to do what? Well, to receive. To receive. And there's a lot to receive when we're allowing the presence of our soul to also be in our body with us. So very good. We have a lot to cover on today's show, so let's get started with what we are going to be presenting here today. Last month we introduced a new feature called Creators in Action. And each month now we're going to highlight an emerging new artist in support of their own creations. This month we're honored to feature Antiphony Life Productions, which is the creation of Anthony Jimenez. His video productions and services also include music videos, live events, weddings, and marketing for businesses. So let's take a quick peek of what Anthony has created for us here today to watch. Wow, that's amazing, amazing. You can, I got goosebumps. You can really feel the energy that goes into Anthony's creation here. And you can see more of his work at AntiphonyLifeProductions.com. You can also connect with him on Facebook at Antiphony Life Productions. And it's these creations here that we're featuring, they just have a different quality to them because they've been infused with the presence of the soul, which changes everything. And you can feel the impact of that just by watching or looking at what it is that people are creating here. We like to we like featuring these creations to encourage supporting the new creators and to celebrate that in form that we are creating something that is quite tangible now that can be seen by others. And it's these quality of creations here that humanity then will be able to acknowledge not just what they see visually, but eventually be able to feel the gift that we are sharing with everyone here, leaving something behind as a reminder that there is something new, something different, that it doesn't have to be as it has been on this planet. There's a great deal of passion now that's being shared in a variety of ways. So thank you, Anthony, for sharing your creation with us here today. And you can also visit our Conversations with Michael page if you are one of those creators and send us a video using the contact form there. And if selected, I'll let you know and gladly share what it is that you've created for yourself and want to share with the rest of the planet here. We're also very excited to announce our upcoming Conversations with Michael. And that's going to include, in August, a show with Joachim Wolfram. And some of you know Joachim from his own work, where he is the author of the recent Crystal Dragon book series that has deeply touched a lot of people's lives in a very stunning and uplifting way. Joachim, he openly shares a very unique relationship he has developed with a non-physical dragon known as Altar. So be sure to mark this on your interview. Be sure to mark this interview on your calendar because I'm really looking forward to it. I think Joachim and myself and Michael and Altar, we're going to have a lot of fun sharing our own unique perspective of what it means to have a relationship with these non-physical counterparts and still maintain a human form. Indeed it is. So we also know that a lot of you are going through a lot of changes during this transition into this embodied human soul relationship. So we've decided to do something about that, offering even more support for a lot of you. And to help support your transition, we're offering a one-time 50% discount on all of our private sessions with Michael. This is something we've never done before, but we are feeling it in the classes and workshops and a variety of other private sessions we're offering still. But we feel that it's coming to a boiling point in a way for a lot of you. Then it doesn't need to turn into a crisis. It doesn't need to come into some kind of drama. So our service to you is to help you make this transition as gracefully as possible during this time for the awakened human beings. You're also free to purchase as many sessions as you like at this discount to keep some in your back pocket if you'd like. This offer ends on June the 19th, so feel free to visit our website for more details, and if it speaks to your heart, feel free to go ahead and purchase as many private sessions with Michael as you'd like. We're happy to serve you. And finally, before we turn this over to Michael, my wife Coca and I would like to thank all of you who have chosen to participate as monthly subscribers in the Masters Unplugged program. Your support allows us to offer a variety of free programs and services, including today's show, Conversations with Michael. If you'd like to learn more about all the benefits that you also receive as a monthly subscriber, well, feel free to visit our website. And of course, if you have any questions or comments about any of our programs or services, well, you are free to contact us anytime. So, still feeling the goosebumps from Anthony's video. That was really good. That was really, really good. I really enjoyed doing this. I'm glad to include my fellow masters in support of each other. So let's take a deep breath once again as I openly share, as I do in all these different programs and services that I offer, what I call a imperfect but very tangible relationship I have with my own eternal self, Mikael, known to you as Michael. Indeed. Indeed I am. I am the sovereign creator that all of you are too. I am here in service to each of you to ensure that you're aware that this is also your birthright. And of course, Robert, that's the perfect description, accepting the imperfection of such a unique relationship. Well, that's very, very much a part of this. It's key to just accept who you are as a human being as being enough, and then to allow. We can't say it enough, and we'll keep saying it. We offer our sincere, heartfelt gratitude and thanks for your willingness to go where so very few humans have ever gone before. That great deep diving into your own self. It's not the most comfortable choice. We get that, because it can literally, as it has done for most of you, turn your life upside down. But at the same time, it is the only choice, going within, if you truly, truly want to be free, want to feel that renewed passion for life. None of this makes any sense if you're still relying on that conditioned human personality to represent you as a human being. Eventually you realize this human persona is not you. Scary part is it's not even real. Let's take another breath there. Because this very realization can be very frightening to most people, even to all of you who had the courage to be at the forefront of this change. In fact, most will just think you've lost your mind. And perhaps you did. And of course, our reply to that is, thank God, congratulations. But that isn't always such good news. When you're in the thick of the transition from this mental-based constructed personality that it's not even real to the real you. It has been this way on this planet for a very long time. Enlightened human beings have been called a variety of names, but mainly things like crazy, irresponsible, unfocused, and delusional. We know so many of you have a great deal of pride invested in this embodied human soul relationship. You really want this new awakened state to actually appear very professional, very polished. You'd prefer that your enlightenment appears to others like you really got your act together. You got your shit figured out, instead of how you're truly feeling. And as I tune in to the energies of so many of you, you're feeling now completely out of control. And when I say to you, congratulations, well, that's not, again, always really good news. That's not what you need right now in terms of wanting to feel supported. But if you're feeling out of control, that's not a red flag to stop what you're doing. That means you really are allowing this transition to take place. And it's beautiful. It's a part of the transition to feel completely out of control, because the part that's feeling out of control, once again, is not you. So perhaps you're able, in your own way, to make it look like you're really got your act together, because you're free to create any act that you want while playing on this stage you call your life. You know, prior to your awakening, all of you got trapped playing on the stage of and with mass consciousness. But you recognized that it just didn't feel right. You didn't really select the role that you were playing because it was given to you, almost demanded of you. You were told what was expected of you, and you did your best to accommodate those expectations. So you spent most of your life trying to get comfortable playing a role that you inherited. You see that outside of you. And you can feel the pain in those that are playing a role just to accommodate the expectations of what they inherited, whether they came from parents, siblings, your teachers, school teachers, your co-workers, your neighbors, your friends. Or let's just take a broad stroke and say from the family of humanity. The family of humanity saying to you at a very early age, welcome to our set. Welcome to our play. Here is the role that you get to play. Starting with, you're my child, and I'm your parent, and I will take care of you. But if you're expecting me to do for you what wasn't given to me, well, good luck. And so a day came for all of you. It was such a beautiful moment when you chose to walk off the set. That, dear ones, was leaving mass consciousness. And it was such a freeing moment for most of you. And some of you are still struggling with that. Because you notice that the response from others by you walking off the set has them, well, in a very polite way, scratching their head, trying to figure out why. Why? Did we do something wrong? But like an actor on a stage of any play, you've been waiting for that applause for a long time. And some of you hesitate to completely walk off because you're looking for that still. Still waiting for the good reviews. Waiting for others to finally appreciate you, the role that you played. Oh, they don't really know the real you. Even you are still waiting to embrace that. They'll come around full circle and meet you again when you are the real you. And for a lot of you, they won't recognize you. They'll really think you're crazy, delusional, thinking you're this soul, not calling yourself enlightened. You don't need to. You're just being you. And so for those of you that are hesitating about stepping off that set and letting go of the roles that you inherited because you're still waiting for the good reviews. You're waiting for your parents, your friends, your coworkers, your employer, your children, or even God to say, good job. You did a really good job. You played that role really well. Thank you. It's what we wanted you to do. But a lot of you have said enough of that. You realize you're paying such a huge price. Waiting for others to appreciate you, to value you, to tap you on the back. And for most of you, even though you did your best to conform to this role, you never did get that appreciation. The good reviews never came. To get those, you would need to conform to a system or reality that just didn't speak to your heart. And is this really why you kept reincarnating over and over and over again? And each lifetime you kept getting stuck into roles that you were asked to play, asked as being polite. You didn't give anybody permission to play these roles. And initially, as young children, kicking and screaming, you made it really clear you didn't like what you were being invited to participate in. But you were also, as a child, dependent on a relationship to others, just for your basic survival. So walking off that set, so to speak, was a huge choice. It's actually required to get off that set. If your freedom is really the most important relationship in your life. And that's who we're talking to here today. Oh, there's still some of you that are kind of dragging your feet. You don't want to let go of the job because your mind convinces you, if you do, you're going to be living on the streets in a cardboard box. There's some of you who aren't willing to let go of your relationships with other people, even though you see, after all the years you've put into that relationship, that it really hasn't improved the role that these other people are stuck in too. In fact, you're making it more difficult for them to walk out of the set themselves. They need to see, actually, you walking off the set, to see that it's safe, to see that it's not irresponsible, to see that it actually requires even more responsibility to get off the set, to create your own movie. And so those of you who have, and there's quite a few of you, completely walked off the set that you've been playing most of your life, you now find yourself standing on an empty stage without any props, without a background, without a theme, without a name to it. Some of you did this years ago, and this is when we showed up. To remind you that the role you were playing isn't you. It's just a role. To remind you of your own magnificence. To encourage you to walk away from anyone who is pretending to have some kind of authority over your life? Now you get to choose any role you want to play. Nobody is choosing for you unless you allow them to do that. Unless you allow them. Notice where those that you are still interacting with, that participated with you in the role that you were invited to assume, that they take it personally when you change roles, because it forces them to look closely at why they are so addicted to the role that you've been playing, why they are so dependent on you playing that role, if not for yourself, at least for them. So we move into a different way to be able to serve those that your heart feels connected to, by inviting you to walk off the set completely. Get comfortable being on this empty stage, and to choose freely now any role you want, to be anything that you want, because now no one's choosing for you. It's awkward at first, really awkward, because humanity didn't give you permission to do this. We do. Robert and I do. Get off that set. It took a lot of you quite a few years to really let go of the victim role, because there is still a support there. You got used to the quality of energy that wasn't the energy that is supporting you now as a soul-filled life, but you really got addicted to the energy there until it no longer was fulfilling, until you no longer could keep a straight face and deny that you weren't playing the victim. It's not an easy choice to walk away from that role, when most of humanity seems so comfortable playing that role, because it takes tremendous responsibility for your own experiences. It takes tremendous responsibility to be responsible for everything in your life, everything. Initially, that feels like you're just going to be blamed for everything that's working, and that's, again, that part of you that's not you making a comment in the background. You walk off the set, that voice no longer is at the forefront of your life, unless you keep allowing it. You get to choose whatever you want on this empty stage. You want to keep pretending you're just a human personality? That's your choice. So we invited you, when you left the set, to just skip the whole blaming part. What you didn't do or what you did do, whether it's this life or any other life, anything in your past, just skip the blaming part and go right to accepting yourself, all that you are, so that you can choose again on this empty stage without all the guilt, all the shame, all the self-criticism, all the self-judgment. And these are the ones that we have the honor to serve. And we are honored. We know who you are. As a being, you are incredibly stubborn. You are incredibly independent and very, very irreverent to any other being, no matter their history, their status, their ranking, their role that they are playing. In our response to all that, we find you irresistible. We love you for this. It is such a beautiful, divine quality. Because you are the ones who have chosen to now live your life consciously. How many other human beings are doing that? You want a number? Less than 3%. So yes, we get it. That leaves you feeling a little awkward that there's so few of you, but you're now choosing to live your life consciously. That choice automatically gives you a new label, a new role. You're now a conscious creator of your own experience. And because of that choice, the illusions begin to peel away, one at a time. One at a time. Revealing what? Revealing your true nature. Now, this can be a little unsettling to that part of you that believed whatever role you were playing was you. You can feel it. We can feel it in you. We know this transition can test the patience of even a saint, which none of you are. So we thank you for having the courage to allow all that is not you to either become an integrated part of your own soul, which gives them quite a gift, eternal life. That seems like a reasonable gift. Or to be set free. Don't want eternal life? We're fine with that. Off you go. Thank you for the entertainment. Thank you for all the sharing. Thank you for whatever it is that you want to be or have been with me. I freely allow you to be integrated into me, or you're on your own. We're entering an era, dear ones, that has never been explored quite like this throughout your entire history on this planet. Oh, you've played with it before, but it has never been quite like this. Technology is the new candy on the block, and you better get used to it. You're going to be bombarded on a daily basis with new toys, with new tools. Some in service to your preferred lifestyle, and there's quite a few benefits to that. In others, in service to a very bored mind. It's truly time to put self-mastery in action. As strange as it sounds, that also means embracing the art of not doing. This is a very ancient art form that has almost been forgotten. Robert was introduced to it when he was a ripe 17 years old through the teachings of the Toltec lineage. And as a 17-year-old young man, filled with all that testosterone, all that newly found freedom, well, he found it very challenging to not do, while at the same time sitting alone, surrounded by saguaro cactus in an open desert, watching the sun come up and then the sun go down without being aware that the whole day had just passed him by. It opened his perception to a variety of other realities that both excited him and frightened him. Being a sovereign creator, while standing on your new empty stage, offers a very unique opportunity. This stage might appear to be empty to your mind, so be it. But within the stillness of not doing, there also exist many other realities that you're just not perceiving when you're doing life. Doing life by following your mind's guidance, by relying on your mind's support. What you're going to rediscover is that there's other versions of you which will freely merge with you in this human experience if you allow them with your current perception. And just as you let go of so many relationships that had you feeling entangled in the energies of other people, that were entangled in the role that was given to you, you didn't ask for it. It was given to you. On this empty stage that is just waiting for a fresh, new creation, you started to look within. Big time. And by looking within, what else did you discover was distracting you? What else is choosing for you? Let's take a deep breath, dear ones. From within, you discovered a reactionary mode that you were unconscious of most of your life, but it has been actually ruling your life. Reacting to the world all around you. The deep dive within yourself brings your awareness to a variety of thoughts that have been undermining your worth for most of your life. Waiting for that review of the role that you had been playing most of your life, that recognized the worth and value of you inside that conditioned role that you were playing. These thoughts actually support themselves within a variety of emotions that are mainly based in doubt, in worry, in a lack of trust, in fear. On this empty stage that you have been invited to walk into, these fresh new creations don't and will never rely on the support of the reactionary human. And that is the difference between the one who calls himself the master and the one who calls himself the master hoping for good reviews. Is you've chosen to move out of the reactionary mode. But in so doing, that asks of you to become very, very discerning, very clear about what is yours and what is not. You can spend many years, even many lifetimes, trying to perfect this state of consciousness that is so clear, that is not reactionary from within your human perspective. Or you could just allow the very presence of your soul, which is also sovereign, to be at the front of your life, at the front of your thoughts and your emotions, by simply feeling its presence, by allowing its presence to be at the forefront of your life. This choice allows you to create a truly fulfilling experience on this new empty stage of your life, moving into a deep sense of trust that who you are, just as you are, is enough. Just as you said enough to the life that you had been living in the roles that you've been playing that were handed down to you, that you inherited. Now we use enough from a more uplifting place in relationship to these emerging new energies within you. I'm enough, just as I am. Because the art of not doing will bring these energies to the surface. Big time. That's where we find so many of you, right now. That's why we asked Robert to offer a gift to those who need a little more support and feel no shame in asking for it. There's really nothing more you need to do in this human soul relationship, but allow the presence of your soul to be at the front of your life, extending moments of not doing. This offers a very potent invitation for your soul to do what with you? To have its way with you. To love you back, dear human. And so we've encouraged those of you that are at the forefront of this change to stop speaking about your soul and to start speaking for it. It represents a huge shift, an incredible shift. And it too will naturally trigger all those defense mechanisms in your mind. Are you going to react to what gets triggered? Or are you going to be the master that just observes? Those underlying beliefs that would suggest that this is not a safe place to reveal something so precious, so vulnerable as your own soul. And yet, was it not your soul and not the mind that incarnated upon this planet, knowing all the risk, knowing all the potentials? It is your soul that is celebrating all the opportunities that lie in front of you in this now moment. Even if your number seems small compared to the billions you share this planet with, you are the light that keeps the balance on a planet that has been out of balance for a very long time. You live in a time that can feel overwhelming to your mind and to your emotions. How do you survive such a time? You keep your soul in the front of your life. Changes will come in all directions, dear ones. And most of humanity will react to them from a place of fear. You are the light that stays constant, no matter what is occurring outside of you. And it is our great honor to also share that light with all of you. A light that embraces its own shadow as being spirit too. All our blessings, dear ones.